Bonjour, mes amis. Je suis l'illogical Canadien, and welcome to another video. Real quick, I do apologize for the lack of voice that I have right now. I was at the Patriots versus Eagles preseason game last night. It was a fun game until our fucking center forgot how to snap a fucking football. But we're not here to talk about that. Today, I wrap up my contributions to this big college football collaboration series with Red 5478 and Red Rubber Duckwind. Today, we go over the premier conference in all of college football. That's right, the Securities and Exchange Commission. I mean, the Southeastern Conference. Totally meant the Southeastern Conference. So, yeah, the SEC. We're finally here. It's a shame that some of these teams are ass, but then again, everyone's got to be ass at something, right? So, without further ado, here's the amateur's guide to the SEC. Alabama, the one team that everybody seems to fucking hate. Seriously, I don't know why people even bother with Alabama, but I do. So let's talk about it. Alabama, the defending SEC champions, 12-2 overall last year, 8-0 in the conference. But there is something hindering you, Alabama. Nick Saban is gone. Instead, you have to rely on new head coach Caleb DeBoer. Thank God Washington was stupid enough to fucking nab him. So, yeah, I guess, right? So, in other regards, I mean, you guys look really good. Jalen Milroe is set to lead you guys for the second year in a row, and he brings a lot of talent to the table after a rough year last year. Malachi Moore looks to be a strong safety for you guys this year and a very reliable guy on the defensive side. And a weapon for Jalen Milroe that people should really watch is Kendrick Law. Well, Alabama's fucking killed. The more I look at Arkansas's roster, the more I begin to question what the fuck is wrong with this team. Like, they have potential, but again, they play in the SEC, which is very fucking tough in and of itself. So I really don't know what the fuck more they could expect. Like, they should be good. On paper, they look good, but in reality, they're utter dog shit. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Sam Pittman has just been trying, but it also feels like he hasn't been trying shit. Because for whatever reason, Arkansas can never seem to get over the fucking hump. Like, they have a good team. Like, well, I wouldn't say good. 4-8 last year, 1-7 in the conference, which was fucking brutal, considering every team was going off on their own fucking mother. But I think some guys that should be watched on for Arkansas this year include quarterback Taylor Green, who just came in from Boise State to be the starter. So they should be excited about him. Jaquindon Jackson, I expect him to be good as well, the running back. And for whatever reason, they have themselves a 29-year-old freshman wide receiver. That's right, Monty Harrison, who played in the MLB last season. Well, Arkansas, you're fucked. No other way to put it. Alabama's little bitch is up next in Auburn. Auburn's a good team, but they just haven't fucking gone over the hurdle just yet. 4-8 over, actually 6-7 overall, I should say. 3-5 in the conference. This team, it's not exactly the best situation, but it could also be very well worse. Hugh Freeze has basically frozen his team so much that it's basically fucking permafrost at this point. Talk about a deep fucking freeze, am I right, guys? But enough of the freak jokes, and let's just go on to everything else. I mean, Auburn has the potential to be good, but again, they just can never get over the hurdle. I don't know what it is that's holding them back. Maybe it's just the lack of effort in some cases. Peyton Thorne really needs to step up as their team's quarterback this season, and I really fucking mean that. Brian Batty is probably the only bright spot on this fucking team, and I am not even kidding. I am serious. The running back has more potential than half the guys on the team. And Caleb Burton the third, their receiver, he needs to step up if he wants his team to win too. It's an all around effort, and the only reason that these guys can get better is by them stepping up to the fucking plate. Will they? No. Man, it just seems like really everything in Jacksonville's gone to shit, hasn't it? Like, really, like, what the fuck? I thought the Gators were supposed to be a good team last season, but alas, they proved me the fuck wrong. Like, how the fuck do you miss the bowl by one motherfucking game? God damn it, Florida, I thought you were better than this, but then again, I don't expect anything else. Billy Napier has been a good coach, but it seems like he's been on a downwards trend for the past year or so. And and I don't know if it's gonna get any better. I really don't know. And to make things worse, Trevor Etienne fucked off to Georgia, so there goes Florida's chances of getting anywhere better. I mean, sure, they went 5-7 last year, 3-5 in the conference, but even then, you can only do so much. But it's all going to be up to Graham Mertz this year at the quarterbacking helm, and he should be fine. It's not him I'm worried about. Probably so DJ Douglas, who just came in from Tulane, so he's going to have to adjust to a whole new structure and a whole new team strategy, which makes sense. I mean, you're going to have those first time jitters with a new team. And Eugene Wilson III is the bright spot on this roster, and I think he'll make Florida okay. That's all I could say. But the Gators will be okay. What's that coming down the track? What's that coming down the track? It's the meme machine in the red and black. It's the meme machine in the red and black. Ain't nothing finer in the land. Ain't nothing finer in the land than the drunk, obnoxious Georgia fan. Than the drunk, obnoxious Georgia fan. Go, dogs. Go, dogs. Go, dogs. Go, dogs. Go, dogs. Sick 'em. Yes, I really did have to do that because that is catchy as fuck. And I don't care how long that took the fucking attempt. That was worth it. Georgia is a hell of a good team. And they really fucking proved it. Two straight SEC champ, two straight national championships, and just nearly getting their third consecutive SEC title before, Alabama happened. But they'll be fine. Kirby Smart's probably the best coach this team has ever fucking had, and it's not even a fucking long shot. Carson Beck will be back this season to help the team improve because he is their field general, and as such, he should carry the team on his back, but help everyone else strive to be as good as him. Trevor Etienne, welcome to Georgia. You told Florida to fuck off, and guess what? You'll be just fine there because that offensive line is pretty damn good down there in Georgia. And what's it called? Malachi Starks, bright spot in this team. Yes. The only reason I know who the fuck Kentucky is because of Bordeaux. I'm just saying that's the only reason how I know who he is, or rather, how I know Kentucky. Like, they're not a bad team, all things considered. 7-6 overall last year. Got yourselves a bowl win. 3-5 in the conference, which seems to be a fucking trend. Kentucky is not bad, but they're not overly good. Not yet, at least. But if things trend the right way, they should be better pretty soon, especially bringing in Georgia's quarterback, Brock Vandagriff, who was supposed to be their starter, but they chose Beck for some reason. That's okay, because he has a new home. And Mark Stoops can help Brock Vandagriff become good. Like, Vandagriff has potential, and Mark Stoops should help him reach that potential, along with guys such as Deion Walker, the defensive tackle, and the bright spot of the offense, Jamori Macklin, who just came in from North Texas, as I learned. So what did we learn here about Kentucky? Don't overly trust them, but you can count on them being good. That's the thing you can always count on is accountability. Like, just saying, go Wildcats. It has happened. Jaden Daniels is gone. Hell, even to Brian Thomas Williams in the NFL. Just not on the same team, but rather the same division. So now who does LSU really have to, help them get to the top? Again, I feel LSU is really goddamn good and they have a record to show for it. 10-3 last year, 6-2 in the conference. This is a team that should have made the SEC championship game, but didn't because Alabama was just better than them in the division. Well, divisions will not stop this team this year, so if they can prove themselves, they'll be there. Let's see, Brian Kelly is their main guy at the helm, helping these guys get to where they need to go. Garrett Nussmeister takes over as the field general this year for LSU, and he has a very promising road ahead of him. If everything is going right, well, we'll soon see. Kyron Lacey, the wide receiver for this team, is really going to be able to step up this year, becoming a new wide receiver one after Brian Thomas was drafted. And safety Major Burns, again, will help this team improve in more ways than one, being the agile receiver that he is. Well, safety that he is, sorry. But let's see how the Tigers do. I'll try not to shit on Ole Miss too much because they had a really respectable year last year. 11-2 overall, 6-2 in the conference. Ole Miss is fucking damn good. And they really should be proud of themselves of how they fucking built this team up. Lane Kiffin has been that fucking guy. And I am dead serious. He is that fucking guy. He is damn good. And he deserves every bit of praise he gets because he has put this Mississippi team on the map. And that's not all. Talent on the team like Jackson Dart, who's their main field general and will be again this season. Trey Amos, who just came in from the University of Alabama. So they will get a big boost on corner this year. And tight end Caden Prescorn. Like, again, this team has a lot of good things going their way right now. And I would not be shocked to see them potentially make a run at the playoffs. Because, there are 12 teams that can make it. Good luck, Ole Miss. You're going to need everything you got. Look, I won't shut on Mississippi State too much because, they've had a lot of bad things happen to them in the last couple years, especially the death of their coach, which is never easy. And I hope that guy rests in peace. But Mississippi State, they're trying to build back up from years past. And it proves it in the season they had last year, going 5-7 overall, 1-7 in the conference, taking that massive step back. But you gotta remember they have a new coach this year that should hopefully help them get to the top. His name, Jeff Lebby. And I feel like he will do just fine with this team. They have a lot of promise. Blake Shapen, I should say, comes in from Baylor to help this team grow and succeed. Brian Lanier joins the team from JUCO. He used to play in the SEC, I believe, with Alabama, but I could be entirely wrong, so I'll have to fact check that. But he comes in looking for another shot in the SEC. And lastly, a guy I think everyone should watch on Mississippi State is wide receiver Jaden Wally. This is a team that is still bouncing back from the loss of their coach, but with a lot of perseverance and patience, this team will do just fine. And now we get to Mizzou. I love saying that instead of Missouri. It's a lot more catchy and it's a lot better. I don't know why, but every time I hear Mizzou, I just hear and think good football. They may not have had a good year last year. Actually, never mind. Hello, 11-2 overall, 6-2 in the conference. How the fuck did these guys not get a shot at the SEC championship? Oh wait, that's right, because of the stupid fucking division rules they had at the time. But no sweat, they have a chance this year if everything goes according to plan. Elijah Drinkwitz is basically their main guy. He is a good coach. He has proven himself to be a good coach. And I think his job security is pretty goddamn good. I don't think he's going anywhere. Brady Cook is going to lead this offense once again as their quarterback. Luther Burden III, he comes back for another season with the Tigers. And Johnny Walker Jr., the main defensive end, that's going to help the defense strive for greatness. And they'll do good again. Welcome to the SEC, Oklahoma. You guys have a big challenge ahead. This is a new challenge for you guys, and this is a whole new conference from the Big 12. This isn't the easy leagues anymore. This is the big time. You guys really got to prove yourselves now. 11-2, around 10-3 overall last year, 7-2 in the conference. You guys lit the Big 12 on fire, but just couldn't make the Big 12 title game, which sucks, but it's fine. Brett Venables is your coach once again this year, and he has proven to be a damn good head coach for you guys. Since Lincoln Riley left, you guys have been fucking amazing, and all respect in the world should go to that man. For your quarterback situation, it's still pretty goddamn solid. Jackson Arnold, anybody? I mean, obviously, I'll fucking take him. Any fucking Oklahoma fan would. So what about Billy Bowling Jr. and Danny Stutzman? Two elite defenders that are just on top of their game right now and help that fucking defense be solid as all fucking shit. Seriously, this is a team that is on a real good up and up. They will be a powerhouse, but I don't think they'll get the conference championship territory just yet. Good luck, Sooners. The Gamecocks. Probably the funniest name to call your team ever. The Gamecocks. What does that entail? You go to a game and you pull your cock out? Is that what it is? Is that what a gamecock is? No. It's just a chicken. Got it. Got it. But this team is struggling to say the least. 5-7 overall, 3-5 in the conference last year. You guys could be worse, but you guys could be a whole hell of a lot better. I mean, with Spencer Rattler and Xavier Legette gone, it's going to be a bit of a challenge for you. Shane Beamer, your coach, he's going to try his best. I will say that he will try his best and he will try with every fiber of his fucking being to get you guys there. But a coach can only do so much. What really determines success is the players, such as new quarterback Lenore Sellers. Will he do good for this team? Who the fuck knows? I know nothing about this bullshit. But another good option to look at, running back Rocket Sanders. He'll help this offense, surely. Hell, if he doesn't pan out, then let's just say you're fucked. Simple as that. And on the defensive side, all eyes should be on safety Nick Imanwari. I hope I'm saying that name right. Because he is a guy that should hopefully have a good year on the defense. But time will tell. And now we get to fucking Knoxville, of all places. Tennessee. Why are you called the Volunteers? Is it because you volunteer around in the public, helping the community? Because if that's the case, then I'm all for that. Tennessee has some issues they need to fix up, but in all, they are really good. 9-4 last year overall, 4-4 in the conference. Not the best, but it could be better. But it goes to show that Tennessee can do good. Josh Heupel is their coach. He has proven himself to be pretty good. Not the best, but also pretty goddamn good for all things considered. And let's look at some of their players. New quarterback Nico Iamaleava. Yes, I really am saying it like that. I am a Leva because that's funny. Center Cooper Mays has been described to be a really goddamn good center, as well as defensive end James Pierce Jr., who was described by some people as a future first rounder. Goddamn. Maybe the Volunteers will do good again. Let's see how they do. Welcome to the SEC, Texas. You guys just won the Big 12 championship and you're coming over here? What the fuck? So you mean to tell me you guys just completely cut the Big 12 out of their champion? And that's what you do? You come to the SEC? It could be worse. So, I mean, I guess whatever. Welcome anyway, Texas. You guys will do fine here considering you guys are one of the best schools in the country. And you guys had made it all the way to the college football playoff semifinals last year. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about how they'll do. Steve Sarkisian is their main head coach going into things this year, and he is probably the best coach that team has had in a long time. Seriously, he is. Look up his records. He's that good. As for everything else, 12-2 overall, 8-1 in the conference last year proves that they can hang with the big boys. And the SEC will be a test for them, but they'll be fine. Quarterback Quinn Ewers will be starting again with Arch Manning in tow. CJ Baxter is their main running back to watch this year, as he is a fucking powerhouse, much like Bijan Robinson before him. And the main defender to watch is Malik Muhammad. He's a strong defender, strong defensive back that will pick off any quarterback with ease. Seriously. Well, it seems like A&M has more competition than fucking ever. Because with the fact of their big brother in Texas coming into the SEC, A&M's going to have to fight a lot harder to try to get better. But again, this is A&M, so there's really not much to expect out of this fucking school. Like, seriously, do you really expect anything out of A&M this season? The answer is no. Can they get better? Absolutely, they can. I mean, they just won a bowl game for fuck's sake, so maybe they can. 7-6 last year, 4-4 in the conference. Again, it's kind of on a mediocre side both ways, but you got to do what you got to do to make shit work, I suppose. Head coach Mike Elko, who is brand new to the team, brings a whole lot of talent and other shit to the team that, that they really kind of need. Man, it kind of helps like Jimbo Fisher fucked off. Maybe that'll help them. Maybe it won't. Who the fuck knows? Anyway, some guys that are notable for A&M include quarterback Connor Weigman, who comes back to lead this team. Hopefully he gets better and steps up this year. That's what every other Aggie fan is hoping for. As well as wide receiver Moose Muhammad III. That is a brilliant name, and I love that name. That's probably why I included him. And defensive back Bryce Anderson, all looking to make impacts for the Aggies. But will they? And now we get to the punching bag of the SEC. Poor old fucking Vanderbilt. The one school that can never do anything to save their fucking lives. And if I'm being perfectly honest, I think that they should fucking get out of the SEC while they still fucking can and go to another conference, say the Sun Belt or the American, because this team is just not built for the SEC. They haven't been for fucking years. But why the fuck they're still here is anyone's fucking guess. And they really don't even deserve it at this point because they just serve as a fucking punching bag. Improves it with the record 2-10 last year. Didn't win a single fucking conference game either, which makes everything all the worse, considering the fact that they are once again the shittiest team in the SEC. Clark Leah needs to get the fuck out of Dodge in Vanderbilt. He has proven to be utter dog shit. And that is putting it lightly with this team. Diego Pavia should hopefully help as their new quarterback coming in from New Mexico State. Safety CJ Taylor and wide receiver Jeremiah Dillon, who comes in from Ole Miss, hopefully look to make this team a lot better than last season. But will they? I'm not really expecting much. Because again, this is fucking Vanderbilt. So nothing really is expected here. So we know all the SEC teams now. But who do I think makes it to the conference championship? So after learning everything that we do, it's predictions time. The time everyone hates the most. So this can be a really tough year in the SEC. A lot of good teams are going to sprout up. A lot of teams are destined to fucking fall. Vanderbilt. But no, honestly, I'm really excited to see what this new SEC can bring. So I'm just going to go ahead and go on a dime here. I'm going to say Texas versus Georgia for the SEC championship game, with Georgia somehow getting back to the top because that's what Georgia does. That's exactly what Georgia does. I will say this was a fun series for me to do. Getting to learn about new teams that I haven't learned about before already, and learning more about the teams that I already knew. I will say this whole series for me was really fun, and I really did enjoy it. And I hope to do something like this again in the future. So that ends it for my portion of the series. tomorrow, Red will end the series with the Big Ten. So go over to his channel, which will be in the description, to check it out. But for me, for this series, it's done. And sometime within the next 2 weeks should be the NFL Amateurs Guide, which will be 2 videos. So for this series, hope you guys did enjoy my leg of it. If you did, leave a like, comment down below if you guys want to see anything next come out of this channel. Tell me how I did with the style of having College Football 25 in the background. Was it good? Was it bad? Just let me know. And also, if you haven't done so already, subscribe and join the Illogical Nation. I'm a Illogical Canadian, and this is my cat, Miss Cinnamon. And bon nuit et au revoir.